and will to win. A spot up for grabs in the quarterfinals of a major is a big deal.
Hurkacz to serve.
Looking to follow in his father's footsteps is Sebastian Korda.
Play.
Hubert Hurkacz wanting to fly the flag for Poland.
Opened up with a serious body shot there, Hubie. Serve at 198, right to the body.
How good is that serve for you compared to a lot of the other players on tour? Where would you rank it?
Hubie's up there. I mean, he's I wouldn't say he's the very best, but tough to read. Changes direction at the very point of contact. He's got good pace, good action. You can throw in some different looks on it. Hubie's one of those guys that creates easy power, whether it's serve, ground strokes. Obviously, he's a big, strong boy.
I can tell you statistically, Brad, last year on a hard court, service games won. He was 4th behind Isner, Kyrgios, and Djokovic.
Not bad company to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Out. 40-30.
Couple of quick airs there off the forehand side from Hubie, but taking the ball into the forehand side of Sebastian Korda. Would imagine that he'll be looking to target that side pretty regularly.
Yeah, giving him a steady diet early on. Just planting that seed. It's so important to take your chances when you're playing against somebody who serves as well as Hurkacz. And again, just having a look at these serving numbers from last year on a hard court, keeping it surface specific, he was 2nd best at saving break points. Only John Isner was better in percentage terms. So it's going to be a battle within this overall war for Korda when he does get a look at break points, and you can see it's a very easy motion. Uses the height to good effect. 6'5", 196 centimeters in new money.
And this is one of the areas, I mean, we're looking at both of these guys at 6'5". It's one of the areas that Seb Korda's definitely put some extra time into in his offseason leading into this year, is trying to beef up the serve. That's always been a question mark with him, is can he serve a little bit bigger? He's always been a little bit, I think, less than aggressive with his legs and explosion at the ball. Definitely getting after it a little bit more since the start of this year.
Yeah, and just to back up what you were saying, our man Will and the team at Hawkeye just giving us some of the serve numbers last year in the early stages of this season, Brad. Korda out of the top 50 was 35th as far as first serve speed was concerned, but already this season he's ranked 22nd, so he's done well, increasing that first serve speed.
Love 30.
A little bit of a shaky start here for Sebastian Korda. I'll be interested to see if he is as clear in his game plan this evening as he was when he played Medvedev the other day. It was so obvious that he had a very clear tactical idea of what he wanted to be doing in that match.
15-30.
Talk to me about the psychology of having lost to him before in a final. As we have a quick look at the serve.
I mean, his motion for me, like, I've always liked his motion. I just always felt that he can be more aggressive with his explosion and his racket head acceleration. Nice play from Sebi Korda. To me, him getting more explosion, more attacking the ball on the serve is as much a decision, probably more of a decision than it is anything technical within his motion.
(30-40).
So often when guys get in trouble on their own serve, it's because they give away a few points here and there. Sebi, 2 unforced errors and a double fault now in this game to allow Hurkacz to have a look at a break point.
Game Hurkacz.
Wow, that is very cheap by anyone's standards.
Hurkacz leads 2 games to none.
Yeah, that game was just a bit of a donation now.
Nerves, conditions,
Yeah,
ball
maybe.
flying off the strings maybe, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, definitely a little bit different than he played Medvedev in the evening, a little bit later. Definitely not as warm as it is right now. Balls tend to fly a little bit more with the heat. Oh, what a great volley on the stretch.
Radek stepping
Lovely
in front
team.
right in the yellow top. It's ancient Patricio Ape with him. He's the one who has to sign all the big deals, all the off-court endorsements. That's big.
That is massive.
15-all.
Massive from the man in mauve. You call that mauve, Robbie?
No,
Or purple?
Mauve.
Mauve. Oh, sorry.
Yep. You're sounding like Kevin Skinner there, but I'll tell you a story about that now.
I knew you'd hold me to account, though.
Ooh. That almost looked like the ball went through the net. That was weird. The first one.
Yeah, Hubie, let's see.
No.
Yeah, I think the ball kid
15,
move
that
is
is-
what
okay.
Robbie is what Hubie is. Didn't see it there. Up there,
Ah,
there.
there.
So when that ball first hit the tape from Korda, the ball kid obviously thought that it was going to be the end of the point and moved. And Hubie saying that he saw that, but
30-all.
That's decent pace. So already served one at 213. That was his change up at 203.
Vote. Out.
40-30.
That's the shot We saw on occasions, wasn't it, against Medvedev, that can break down?
Yeah, absolutely. But it wasn't. We didn't see it as much early on like this, where there's not as much pressure. The pressure isn't building based on score.
Vote. Now.
This is the equal best that he's done at a major. Made the 4th round of the French Open as a qualifier back in 2020. Did Seb? Third round here last year.
Out. Advantage, Hurkacz.
Hubert, of course, has been a semi-finalist at SW19. He's familiar with this territory and looking very solid early doors. 3-zip.
Just a bevy of unforced errors here up to this point with Seb Korda. Just giving too many points away. The previous game was based on 3 unforced ground stroke errors and a double fault. Now opens this game with another first ball unforced error. If you're in the Hurkacz camp, you don't like that too much, given the fact that you know that Korda's been making some errors. Got to keep making him play at this point.
Vote.
You want to test him and see if that generosity is going to continue.
Let. Second service.
Polish Davis Cup captain in the white shirt there, second row. Lukas Kubot.
15-30.
There he is. What a fine exponent of both singles and doubles he was. You talk about a workhorse. This guy could train. And I think that it's fair to say, and you know all too well, that Hubie is cut from a similar cloth.
Yeah, absolutely. Hubie is a worker.
He's come through 2 5-setters back-to-back to get here, beating Lorenzo Sonigo and Denis Shapovalov in the last round.
Now.
30 all.
Hubie going for the knockout blow on that second serve.
Yeah, strong serve and volley. Nice to see. Thinking clearly, getting the feet moving. Radek's happy.
Hurkacz leads 3-1.
And we mentioned at the start of this one that it's a very popular city for the Korda family. Of course, Jessica won the golf event here in 2012. Nelly back in 2019 at the Grange in Adelaide. Seb, a junior champion here. And of course, Dad, the main man in 1998.
Out.
Fifteen love. Led. First service.
Don't need a visa to come to Oz if you've won that many tournaments here, Brad.
I mean, you should have a, should have an honorary citizenship or something.
Fifteen all. Led. First service. Led. First service.
Wow. What a counter from Hubert Hurkacz.
30-15.
That pattern of play is much more of what we saw the other night from Seb Korda. Opening the court to the forehand and then taking that forehand down the line and following it in. But Hubert Hurkacz there. Little short angle slice. Korda's feet.
14-15.
That's not really a shot that Medvedev possesses, is it?
To let go and play with a one-handed slice from that position is not his norm, that's for sure. He might have been able to get that down, but it would have been with a two-hander that had about 3 rotations on it to that spot.
Again, Hurkacz.
Easy power. 213 tournament so far with Iga Swiatek going out
Fault.
at the hands of Aryna Sabalenka, the Wimbledon champion.
Out.
Love 15.
You see Sebi Korda a little bit frustrated there again. Opening his service game up with a first ball error. Nice response though. Good action, sliding that serve down the tee.
Korda just looks tentative to me. If I was...
You and I have the same brain most of the time, Robbie, because I was just thinking the exact same thing. I was going to ask you, and we did the match the other night with with Medvedev, and he came out with such a sense of purpose and such aggression right from the start. And I was just thinking that he's not showing that at all the way he did the other night.
If you were in the hot seat where Radek Stepanek is now, do you get on your player right away?
I mean, you want to inform him. I don't know if I'd use the terminology "get on him," but I would definitely want to inform him that he needs to be more aggressive. If that's, you know, what's the game plan that you came out with? Are you looking to play the same patterns that you played the previous match? So far, I haven't seen that either. Tactically, he just doesn't seem to be as clear-minded as he was in how he wanted to come out against Medvedev.
Oof. So you're not the kind of coach who just stand up there on the balcony and say to your player, come on, hit the ball. Just a strong message, sit down.
Not with my current player for the first time that I said something to him.
Okay.
Maybe the second or third time, if he hasn't responded.
Fault.
I'm a softer, gentler coach nowadays, Robbie.
It's an important hole for Korda. I guess my point is, Brad, that you don't want to leave it too late, right? You don't want him to be a set and a breakdown. And
no, I mean, you want to let him know right away, Robbie. You want to let him know right away. I mean, your question is, and you see Radek up, and he's pretty emotive in general, Radek. You know, he wants to get him fired up, and you know, I think that we're all on the same page.
Okay.
That the energy level seems to be a little bit lower than what it was, and he just isn't showing the same kind of commitment and aggression that he was the other night. Was he trying to go around the post there? Didn't need to go around it, did he? Could have gotten that up and down and made a winner here. He wanted to get a little extra style points. Yeah, he hit the post right in the middle of the post there. He was definitely trying to go around it.
Yeah, I think he could have hit the ball a little longer, Brad.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he could have lifted that up over the net as well. Wow, that
15.
The angle on that serve was quite amazing.
Yeah, using his height to good effect to exploit that angle. 6'5". Throw into the mix that he's got good leg drive by the time he's making contact with that. He's way up there. Once again, that ability to exploit the angles is so important.
Fault. Out.
14-15.
That's a heck of a return.
I mean, he's had to go a long way to fetch that forehand return. It's good anticipation. Just starting to get a bit of traction in the match.
Fault.
Good energy.
New ball squeeze.
And good results for him in the opening 7 in the last couple of days. The happy slam is
15
back
love.
and firing on all cylinders. And you were just telling me as we were walking up to this match, the number of people just queuing even for the outside courts to watch matches was phenomenal, Brad.
Yeah, Tommy Paul's second round match was just out on court 7. I mean, obviously it was a good match, went 5 sets. The lines to get into that match wasn't on a particularly big court, so as the match progressed, people definitely wanted to get in there.
Out.
There was a line.
30 love.
I don't know, I couldn't see where it ended. All the slams have their own different atmosphere and appeal, but the Australian Open, to me, is always the easiest, the most convenient, spectator-wise, for everybody. There's that pattern that we saw more of, Robbie. And Sebi Korda is down at the same end as his coach, Radek Stepanek, now, so Stepanek can communicate with him. He can talk to him. He can literally tell him what he wants him to be doing.
Just give him a bit of a revving. Sebi's girlfriend in the pink. Ivana Nedved.
Fold. Out.
40-15.
Sebi's working though. He's competing right now. He's definitely not at the same level that he was the other night, but he's finding a way to get himself through these service games.
Game, Korda. Hurkacz leads 5 games to 3.
Just having a quick look at that family name, Nedved. I think that Ivana might be the daughter of the very famous Czech football player Pavel Nedved.
That's true, Robbie. I know that Sebi and she have been able to get into quite a few big level soccer games when they're in Europe.
Out.
15 love. Right, first service.
This is very impressive. No hesitation when stepping up to the line.
30 love.
Burden of expectation when you're serving for a set. So far, so good. Licked the line with that penultimate shot.
Out.
And its second delivery's got some serious hop on it, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's got some action on that. That last one coming through with a little bit more of a topspin action than a kick. And that's what I was saying before, is he can change and vary the action on the serve extremely easily.
3 set points.
He came in with a 2 and a 3 in his hand there.
Yeah.
40-15.
Fold.
Nice way to close out the opening set for the... It's well on its way. Second set. Here he comes. Here he comes. Just to give you an idea, when he does make that first serve, folks, he's only lost 1 point. Down to the second. Well, different story. He's only winning 38% of them, so you can see the massive differential from when he lands the first to when he's got to hit a second.
That's much more of what we saw the other night, Robert. These first 2 points. Serving one, follow it in.
And I think he's just taken a little bit of pace off that serve to make sure he makes a few more firsts, Brad. 175 kilometers an hour that last one was. Just trying to find some rhythm.
Fold.
Love.
Fold.
Good body language, good starts, and
First game.
he'll want to impose himself on Hurkacz, because right now it's Hubie who has been the dominant force in the opening set. And we've actually got some nice testimony to that fact. Brad, over to you.
Yeah, I mean, you look here at the rally point. That means where the players are making contact with the ball, where they're standing in the court when they make contact. And you see Sebi Korda much deeper in the court on a consistent basis. Hurkacz up inside the court, closer to the baseline, and or inside the court when he's making contact. That just means that he's able to take more time away from Korda, has more angles to play into. It's a big advantage to be able to stand up inside the court more regularly like that against your opponent.
44% versus 26. Hurkacz large and in charge.
Fold.
Seb Korda starting to fire on all cylinders a little bit better now.
Love 15.
Finding that forehand up the line again. That shot was so significant the other night for him. Saw him hurt him right there, and then he's coming inside the baseline. He's the one that's getting to that hit point.
Fold. Out.
15-all.
Both these guys, is it fair to say, have better backhands, more reliable backhands?
Fair to say, Robbie. Definitely fair to say.
For your life, one rally, cross-court to cross-court, whose would you take, Brad?
Between these two?
Yep.
Because I was going to say Novak. Or maybe Andre Agassi.
Oh, man.
But if you're talking
15,
just between
that's it.
these two guys, man, Robbie, technically, mechanically, I really love Seb Korda's backhand. But if my life depends on it, I'm going with Hubie.
Out.
I'm with you. I think
30-all.
so far, under pressure in their careers, shown so far that Hurkacz has probably just got the edge in the big moments. And I think knowing that your life was on the line.
You're trying to save my life, Robbie? Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hubie would dig deep for you, a little deeper.
Fold.
Hubie's a caring kind of guy.
Okay.
Miss at 30 all.
40-30.
How's your check?
My English is not great.
Serve. You know, Robbie, going back to Hubie being a caring kind of guy, you know, a couple of years ago, I'm not sure if you're aware of this story. You probably are, because you know everything that goes on the tour. But his coach, Craig Boynton, actually went through a pretty serious situation while he was on the road. He had some blood clots that developed in his legs, and he was having some pain, almost fainted, ended up going to the hospital, and they were lucky that they found it when they did. But the thing about the story was that Hubie never left his side. Hubie spent the night in the hospital sleeping in a chair because he didn't want to leave CB alone. Defense, neutral, offense. Do we see Craig Boynton there?
He was on the left of screen in the white shirt.
Yeah. That was a very serious situation Craig was in there. And thank goodness for them being able to figure out the situation. It was also a physio that was traveling on tour at that time, Gary Kitchell, who actually identified what the issue was and told CB that he needed to get to the hospital immediately. Better playing from Korda.
30 love.
Great footwork there. Took a little step back to come back forward to that forehand.
Fault. Fault.
30-15. Led for service.
Better depth, better consistency from Sebi Korda. Not a lover of that backhand attempt down the line from that position from Hubie, a little deep in the court. To try and play down the line from that position.
Korda.
Sound like the opening set when he got broken early. The second set is a uncles were also tennis players. Grandfather played volleyball on an international level.
Fault. Out.
Love 15. Love 15.
Out.
Love 30.
Little shift in momentum here, Robbie, and part of it's as Seb Korda's ball striking and consistency has gone up. Is it his energy and his emotion and his positivity that's created that for him? I think it is. Definitely, as you were talking about, I think that Radek Stepanek there in the yellow got into his head a little bit
15-30.
when he was at that end, at the end of that first set. And he's definitely changed his presentation a little bit. He's a little quicker in his step from side to side, a little more bounce in his step right there before the returns.
Fault.
Positive energy, positive emotion to fuel yourself is so important on the tennis court.
Match. (15-14).
Great stab there from Hubert Hurkacz just to put that ball back in play for one more. He had the play read correctly.
80% of the easy passing shots go.
Cross court?
That's right.
Man, I was guessing.
Fault.
He got a little bit unlucky. He had that one forehand he set up and was
13,
actually
14.
inside the baseline for, and just got a little bit jammed on the ball and mishit it. He was in a position to do some real damage with that ball.
Hurkacz has taken a page out of Korda's book, but it's the wrong page. It's the first serve percentage in this set is down at 27. Needs a first serve right now.
Yes.
Nice response, Robbie.
And it's the biggest one. It is the quickest one of the match.
219 is huge. That is a big serve.
He likes his fast cars too, doesn't he?
See if you can find a couple more of those. He's done faster than 219, Robbie. It's been almost up to 300 Ks before, but not on his serve. He has a little deal with McLaren.
Wow.
Wow.
Advantage.
Finding another
Hurkacz.
smash. Yeah, he told me he's come close to hitting 300 Ks. That's what? That's about 180 miles an hour, a little over 180 miles an hour.
Hurkacz.
Served himself out of trouble there. Stepping on the gas with those.
2 games old.
Literally.
How does he fit in a McLaren?
I mean, that must be a sight. Must be a contortionist to get into that car. He's done well here. First serve percentage. Rescued it just in the nick of time.
Korda will wish that he had that 1540 point back. Got into that one, had a good look at the forehand down the line.
Love 15.
That return's become much more common. Offside backhand return from the deuce court.
Why is it so effective?
Players are not expecting the guys to return to that position more. When you kick a serve or slide a serve into the body there, they expect it more in the middle of the court or pulled up the line generally.
Out.
15 all.
Nice redirection there on that backhand from Korda.
30-15.
Of course, Korda didn't play Wimbledon last year. It was the one major that he missed out on. Shin splints for a couple of months. Came to the end of his tether at Eastbourne. Shin splints and beaten up feet. Decided to skip Wimbledon. Of course, there were no points, so that might have been some incentive for him.
Yeah.
40-15.
No one wants to miss a major, but if you are suffering from an injury, and I mean, I guess if there's points on offer, it's 50-50, you're probably going to play, but if there wasn't, maybe that was just the defining factor for him.
Fault.
Try and rest up, get the body healthy.
Cain, Korda. Korda lead.
Hubert Hurkacz flying the flag for Poland alongside Magda Linette. We will see an action on the women's side of things as well. Of course, the big news earlier today, Iga Swiatek going out at the hands of Aryna Sabalenka. First match of the day here on Rod Laver Arena.
15 love.
Of course, Hubie bidding to become the first Polish man in history to reach the quarterfinals at the AO. That would be a lovely footnote. It was a big deal when he made the semi-finals at Wimbledon, of course. Beat Roger Federer in the quarters.
Fault.
That's one for the rocking chair years from now. Athleticism from both.
You sometimes need help from the other guy to make yourself play your absolute best tennis, and looked like a great player right there. Great stab from Hubie on the previous ball to put Seb on the full stretch. Help from the let cord.
30 all.
Wasn't a great approach shot from Hurkacz. A little bit through the middle of the court. Again, the geometry and positioning for that ball for me, a little bit early in the rally to be trying to pull the trigger on the ball down the line.
Fault.
Game, Korda.
Well, finally, some real traction in this contest for Korda.
Korda leads 4 games to 2.
Tell you what, Brett, he did well to fight off that second serve. I think it's some good pace and bounce on it. Got himself into the point. And again, he's just been feeding that forehand wing of Hurkacz. Starting to hemorrhage a few more errors.
Let's go.
15 long.
Almost want to say that he's undone him there on that first serve with the lack of pace on it. Just 175 kilometers an hour. Wasn't that wide. Hurkacz early on the shot.
30 long.
And then some pace out wide. And sometimes you're anticipating more pace on the ball. It's like a changeup in baseball, and you can't wait on it. You're anxious to want to hit the ball and get out in front, lose your balance a little bit.
Fault.
Seb Korda's ball striking has come up enormously now. Looking solid as a rock.
40 long.
Aggressive court position, looking to come forward and electrify the locals with that kind of shot making.
Wow. Well struck from Hubert Hurkacz.
That's it's a good forehand from him, and he needs a couple of good forehands, because to counter that, Korda's been ramping up his forehand big time.
Yeah, we see the increase in pace, taking more time away from Hurkacz.
And as you were suggesting, you know, he was tentative in that opening set, wasn't he? And he thought, yeah, not going to be having any of that in set number 2. Going after the forehand, paying dividends.
Fault.
Yeah, it's pedal to the metal for Korda. This has been a strong couple of 4 majors in a calendar year. 1962 and 1969. Rod did it. And we're in his house. I'll tell you what, it's a pretty spectacular building. If the weather gets bad, he can just close the roof for us. And on days like this, it is one of the most beautiful open-air amphitheaters in all of sport.
15 long.
More simplistic patterns there from Hurkacz. Sticking to the cross courts.
Wait, please. 40 love. Game, Hurkacz.
That's no secret. Make a couple of meaningful first
Korda
serves.
leads 5 games to 3.
You've got a serve as big as his, and you're going to be in business. Okay. Now, let's see what Korda's got when he's trying to serve out the second set. Stumbled on a few occasions against Daniil Medvedev in the previous round, despite the fact he won that match in straight sets.
Oh, come on. Okay, this is the real moment of truth. Robbie trying to serve out a set, serve out the matches. You can feel the finish line there. Builds up the pressure. So important to get that first point under your belt in these games, these big games. It's a momentum point.
He couldn't put away the opening set when he was serving for it 5-4 against Medvedev. Good start here. Good pace on that serve, good accuracy, 193.
Wow. Threaded the needle with that passing shot.
30-15.
I mean, Korda hasn't done much wrong here, has he? You like the play?
I love the play.
If your opponent can pick off shots like that, you've got to say too good. I mean, he's hit that one down a drain pipe. That's about how much Korda he had to work with. Flushed it.
Korda creating and maintaining offense throughout that point.
40-15.
Great shot tolerance. So easy to lose your patience under pressure. You want it so badly, you want the point over quickly. That was good mental fortitude. Nice way to bring up 2 set points. Calculated from Korda.
Seb Korda with the one break and amazing tennis if we do. Radek Stepanek is definitely going to win the battle of who's going to be more emotive between the coaches.
Down.
Love 15.
Well, what we want to see in this third set is both players playing well at the same time.
Absolutely.
And then let's see who can wrestle the initiative.
Vote.
$15 all.
Fault. Fault.
15-30.
Out.
15-14.
Korda taking charge, no question about it. He's up the ante. Holding his court position well. And as a result, creating opportunities. 2 here to get the early break in the third.
Hubie up the ante there a little bit on those two backhands. First backhand, phenomenal depth and penetration through the court. Got him the short ball.
Yeah, it has to be that good. He's got to be forceful from the back of the court because he's not making first serves.
Yeah, absolutely. If he's not going to make first serves, he has to play with some aggression from the back, but he has to also maintain his consistency. He's given away a few too many. Dangerous right here now. What a defensive slice from the forehand side, Robbie, to stay in that point, and then came up with the backhand pass.
Deuce.
Watch this dig right here off the forehand.
Oh,
Full stretch.
Oh, no kidding.
Spooned that ball back into play. And then, man, on that backhand pass. Still got some work to do here.
Advantage, Hurkacz.
Tell you what, there's been some world-class squash players that have come out of this country. They would have appreciated that squash-like defense off the forehand.
Deuce.
Fault. Fault.
Advantage, Korda.
Can Korda make this count now?
Fault. Out.
Rock solid.
First game, third
Korda
set.
in charge in the early stages of this third set. And he's turned things around beautifully from the first set, where he was quite defensive by his standards.
Yeah, he was being pushed by Hubie. Hubie was stepping up into the court. Seb just wasn't able to get into a position to be particularly aggressive. We see in the second set, he went from 26% of balls hit inside the baseline to 38%. That 12% is an enormous difference in getting him into a position where he's able to control the points and dictate what's going on. We've seen the result. You combine that with an increased pace from the forehand as well. Put those two things together and you've got a set and a break. Second set, and now up an early break in the third.
That is a recipe for success. One love.
His confidence is rising as well, and again, the body language. Body language is always such a big tell on a tennis court. You look at the difference now. Korda, chin up, chest out.
It's a world-class backhand. Technically, the ball just tracked inside the line the whole way.
Fault.
Go.
40 long.
And we see again the air is starting to flow from Hubert Hurkacz now.
Right now he's serving intelligently.
Korda leads
His
2 games
actual
to none.
average first serve speed is down from what we saw in Adelaide, Brad. But I'm just wondering, is the sun in an awkward place? He missed a lot of first serves in the opening set, and he's just fine-tuned his Korda. He's up that first serve percentage.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, Robbie. Let's give him credit for being a smart tennis player, recognizing that his first serve percentage was very low in the first set, and he made an adjustment. It took a bit of pace off.
Fault.
We see the frustration from Hubert Hurkacz on the other end. And Robbie, you know this.
Love 15.
There's just a psychology to the idea that putting first serves in play, even at a little bit lower pace, you generally don't get as aggressive of returns coming back the other way as when the player knows that a second serve is coming in.
Fault. Fault.
Love 15.
Enforced errors are coming thick and fast now for Hurkacz.
Tough position to be in right there. I've had that look on my face a few times.
Chin up, chest out, Brad.
You got to look confident. You got to look confident even when you're not feeling it for your player.
Fault.
You want them to look over at you and get a sense that you've still got belief in what's going on.
Out.
Oh, that's a big miss from Seb
15,
Korda.
30.
Especially considering that was a second serve you got to look at. You got to make those count.
And that was a
I mean, he breaks here the set's almost done.
Yeah,
and dusted,
that was a nail in the coffin to close it for good right there in this set almost.
What a foray forward. And he didn't commit too early, did he?
No, his balance when he's come forward has been so good.
15-14.
Split step at just the right moment, reading the play and moving comfortably, and then great hands on that half volley. Saw a display of Seb Korda's all-court ability through that point. Really good slice backhand in there at one point.
12 of 16 points won at the net. Oh, the forehand continues to let Hurkacz down, and Korda is making the most of this passage of play. A double break to the good in set number 3.
Oh, when it rains, it pours, huh?
15 love.
That's how you have to feel if you're Hubert Hurkacz. Everything falling Seb Korda's way right now. That's clean living, Robbie.
Like it.
$30 love.
Great view of this serve. Bit of a way swing, accuracy, and always a bit of line licking tastes good.
Fault.
30-15.
The racket throw was more accurate than the forehand. You had to keep that racket within a certain space to not get any type of a code violation there. That brought it right back up to himself.
Game, Korda.
Hubie needs a reset right now, big
long.
time. And this set may be out of reach, but he's got to reset and find his game again. Just get a bit of momentum going in the right direction. See a concerned look on his coach's face. Nicely done there.
15 love.
Fault.
Great return from Seb Korda.
15 all.
Hubie coming in with a second serve there at 194.
Almost looks like he's lost interest in this third set.
Yeah, he's a little bit tapped out right now for this set. And that's why I was saying before, I think it's important that you use these games, use the couple of games that you have left to just try and reestablish your competitiveness, your attitude, and
15-14.
Everything he does is playing into the hands of Korda. It's a great view of how perfect the shot placement was. Problem with Korda going for that last shot. Have you?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. I mean, I feel you've got to recognize how you've been winning points. You've been winning points from Herbie basically giving you points. You stay in that point a little bit longer. But at the same time, you start to feel that your confidence is such that pull the trigger on that. I'm 2 breaks up. Love 30. If I hit a winner there.
It's a good net approach. So how quickly he closed the space.
Deuce.
Good tennis from both. I love the way Korda has the ability to improvise with a big first serve, Brad. Get that ball back in play, ask the question. Anytime you can make a first serve return, it's good. Especially against this guy's serve.
Fold.
Being in use, we've got 3 covered courts. Margaret Court Arena as well as Cain Arena. Right now it's Korda who's got things covered here on center stage.
See what you did there on that last comment, Ravi. Caught that.
Gotta stay sharp with you, Brad.
Hubert Hurkacz needs to hone his game right now and sharpen it up a little bit.
Big time. Off both his serve and forehand.
Yeah. Good serving there from Seb Korda, though. Credit to Sebi, though, as well. He's picked his game up. He was the one that was struggling in the first set. A lot of unforced errors. First serve percentage was extremely low. He's been able to turn that around.
Fold.
13-15.
I mean, again, Robbie, that for me is similar to the backhand down the line that you asked about before. Do you need to go that big at this point? Hubie's giving you plenty of points.
It's always a fine balancing act. You don't want to get passive, but you want to find the right time to push and go for it.
Hubie's still giving him plenty of points. doesn't hurt him there. But that one kind of innocuous point there, 30 love, and you throw in a double fault because you're trying to go wide there instead of playing a little bit safer position. You know, all of a sudden, at this level, Hubie finds his game in a split second, and you can be at 30 all and then down a break point.
Fault.
You want to keep pressing that lead by executing, playing smart tennis.
(40-30). Again, Korda.
All right.
That's just a bad error. It's a really bad error.
Korda leads 5 games to 1.
Yeah, right now that forehand of his has got all the control of an unattended garden hose. Look at that. Already 8 in the set. Plenty in the set prior.
Wow. There it is again, Robbie. I'm assuming that garden hose is turned on full blast.
You know what it looks like. You get the visual?
It's not just dripping.
Oh, no.
And that forehand was...
It's all over the place.
Dripping with a lack of confidence right now. I mean, he was a little bit of a half step late getting out there and then just rolled that into the middle of the net. I mean, that was such a bad error. Combine that with the previous one that he missed about 4 feet long, and you can just tell the forehand's all over the place right now. Whoa. Found the line with that one.
15 all.
I think one of the things that happens so often here, if we look at Hubie's face at the end of this point again, you see this furrowed brow.
20-15.
Sometimes you have to allow yourself to relax. Those facial muscles getting tight.
Out.
40-15.
Once again, Korda putting the first serve back in play, even though he lost the point.
Out.
Again,
It's a rare. One thing this young man has done after losing the opening set is problem solve. He has problem solved so intelligently, testimony to his tennis IQ. Broken the first and third games of this third set. And he will serve for it with new balls.
Fault. Out.
15 love.
Fault. Out.
15 on.
Out.
15-13.
Well, this is, as we talked about, Robbie, the moment of truth here, trying to close things out. Sebi a little less sharp here, feeling the pressure just a little bit to try and get across the finish line in this third set.
Out.
You mentioned it earlier, Robbie. The tennis right now, a little bit spotty. Obviously not good from Hubie. Sebi a little bit less confident serving here in this game. That forehand error from Hubie right there at 15-30. So 30 is just can't happen. It's unacceptable really as a player.
So important for Hubie just to use the side spin. Sometimes I think he forgets that for the additional control.
Well, I think also as you're struggling a bit, create more rotation on the ball. That rotation comes from racket head speed. We talked about the importance of racket head speed earlier. The last thing you want to do is slow the racket head down. You actually want to accelerate the racket head more and create more rotation. Just hit less of the ball. That creates more safety in your swing.
Break point for Hubie.
Fault. Out.
Yeah, that's just a bad choice in the first place, in my opinion there. You're struggling a bit with your game. There's no need to try and hit the return for a winner. Take that return cross court and settle into the point.
Yeah. Korda needs to settle into a first serve here. He's only made 2 out of 6 in this game.
Out.
Sebi looked out of sorts from the first ball in that rally. Robbie, he was a little bit off balance with the very first forehand, and then second forehand again, just not the smooth stroke production that we think of Seb Korda with. Not sure what was going on there. His body language again is starting to get a little bit flatter. His pacing with his feet slower.
Just got a time violation as well.
Hubie again there. That was a complete. It was like you just off the green, Robbie. Complete deceleration.
Yeah, he's caught that one thin. It's gone over the other side. It's never good. Just wonder if the 5-setters, the 2 5-setters that he's played in his previous rounds, has perhaps caught up with Hubie. Lorenzo Sonego, 3 hours 53. Denis Shapovalov, 3 hours 37. Inexplicable, all these misses. Set point Korda. Third set goes the way of Korda. And he is just 1 set away from a berth in the quarterfinals of a major for the very first time in his career. 3 sets played, 2 have gone the way of the American.
Hubert Hurkacz to serve.
If you weren't with us at the start of this one, 4 American men in the 4th round.
Thank you.
Set number 4.
Expect to see a different Hubert Hurkacz here coming out, starting the 4th. Better execution already off that first point.
I just reminded myself he won all 4 points when he did come in that 3rd set.
Does not look particularly good. Rolled over that one, and that's in the middle of the net. That's just it's an uncommon place to see an error for a player at the level of Hubert Hurkacz.
Fault.
Better strike that time, taking time away from Korda. And if you're Seb Korda right now, you have to be targeting the forehand. It's like you've opened a cut in a boxing match, and you've got to keep jabbing and jabbing at that side.
Down.
30 all.
Down.
40-30.
That 30-odd point was
First
an
game,
important one,
fourth set.
even though it was the early stage of this 4th set. Sebi will be annoyed that he's missed that 2nd serve return. Well, this is the forehand heaviness of Hurkacz, Brad.
Yeah, we see it's starting to fall off. You've got to assume that's a relationship to his lack of confidence as he started making more and more errors on that side. But again, as I said, rather than getting slower and dropping the heaviness, he should be accelerating more, creating more rotation on the ball. It's a basic little mathematical calculation. Racket head speed equals spin, spin equals safety. Wow. Wow, Robbie. Call air traffic control. That was a flyer. His movement to that ball was not fantastic either. He kind of took one big step to the outside.
Fault.
Oh, great reactions from both guys.
30 love.
Well, this is a slick trick with his stick. Right on it. How's the hand skills here, folks?
All his body weight going the other direction. That's what you call good hands.
40 love.
Out.
40-15. Led for service.
Fault. Out.
40-30.
Fault.
Oh, he's got him.
Deuce.
Just a couple of loose points here. Korda's got to be careful. 30-all previous game, second serve return missed.
Fault.
Can't find the first serve.
Out.
Goodness gracious. It's a crazy sport sometimes, isn't it, Robbie? Seb Korda was up 40-love in this game.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain quiet during play.
Hurkacz threw in a
Thank
couple
you.
of crazy unforced errors off the forehand side. Second serve look at 40-love, and he hits a backhand return up the line for a winner. And all of a sudden, he's back in the game and has a break point.
Sebi needs a first serve. He's only made 2 out of 7 in this opening service game of his.
Well-constructed point there, Robbie.
Deuce.
Back towards his camp. Don't know if he wants more from them, more energy. Radek's giving it right back at him. Come on. You pick your game up. Like it.
Don't yell at me, I'll yell at you.
Yeah, like it.
Great first serve there from Seb Korda. Set that point up well. Well, I'll tell you what, I haven't seen another coach in the tournament so far that gets up and down out of their chair as much as Radek. He's getting a heck of a workout during the matches. Struggling to finish this game out.
He needs to see the back of this game positively. Nothing worse than losing serve when you've had a big lead in the game.
Advantage, Korda.
Turning the energy a little bit more positive again, Seb Korda. Couple of good come-ons, fist pump after that point.
Led for service.
Yeah, I think you can give Stepanek a little assist there on the hold. He got inside his player's face there, right back at him. Yep, come on, boy. And I mean, you have a look at the start of the year for a lot of the players. His start to the season has been as good as just about anybody's, Brad. He's beaten the likes of Sinner, Murray, Bautista Agut, Nishioka, who's proved very troublesome to many. He's 1 point away from beating Novak in Adelaide for the title. And then, of course, Daniil Medvedev in the previous round.
15 love.
Yeah, Hubie starting to find the range again on his first serve. Maybe we're going to get them both playing well at the same time here, Robbie.
Yep, we need that. I think it's fair to say it's been quite a flat contest.
Yeah, it's when Hubie was playing well in the first set, Sebi was not. When Sebi was playing well through the second and third primarily, Hubie was not. You look at the scoreline. Hubie just continues to struggle to find the range a little bit.
Again, worth throwing it out there. Oh, the previous 2 5-setters that he played, just showing the effects here.
Game, Hurkacz.
That's better. He leads 2-1 in the fourth set, does Hurkacz, but he is down 2 sets to 1. The ones that have got durability.
Two interesting things in that point for me. One, that pattern of serving wide to the forehand, getting a forehand, taking the forehand up the line and coming in was absolute bread and butter for Seb Korda the other night. We've seen him do it a couple of times tonight, but not very much. And then secondly, just overplaying the backhand there. The forehand from Hubie has been so erratic.
Love 30.
Oh, that one has seared the line. It's not easy to control that ball when you hit across it. He's done well.
That's extremely well done from Seb Korda that time.
15-30.
Stand and deliver on that forehand. Strong with his feet. Great base to hit from here. Watch how planted he is here.
$15-14.
If Hubie wants to make it through to the quarterfinals of this major, he's going to have to win another match in 5 sets. Last 2 rounds, he's won 5 setters. He's got a chance here to get the break in the 4th. And hopefully set himself on the way.
30-14.
But not with forehands like that. It's been the problem for him in sets 2 and 3. There's been very little to get these fans excited about off his forehand wing. The net perfectly.
I've been so impressed with Seb Korda's balance and positioning when he comes forward in these last couple matches that we've watched. Great balance. Got to give some of that credit to Radek Stepanek, I'm guessing.
Advantage, Hurkacz.
It's a cruel game, isn't it, Robbie? You play such a good point on the point before to save a break point, and then a basic forehand in the middle of the court from an offensive position, and you can't execute, or you don't execute.
Wow.
Hurkacz leads 3-1.
Complete donation. And those are the kind of service games we were seeing from Hurkacz in sets 2 and 3, weren't they?
Well, again, we've had like just a complete spin around of fortunes here.
Fault.
15 love.
Tell you what, folks, this is right out of the top drawer. Talk about racket control at the end of range. That's a worldie.
And I think
30 love.
Hubert Hurkacz's volleys, his transition and his net play is an area that's improved the most since he's been working with Craig Boynton. Volley technique has improved a lot. Much better understanding of court position and where he should be when he comes forward. Good look at CB.
Just like that, the momentum is firmly in the favor of the pole. Sometimes you get players that will abuse toilet breaks or medical timeouts. I don't think Hubie's one of those guys.
You think there's players that abuse those rules?
Oh, yeah, I do. Oh, yeah. 1-4.
Fault.
$15 love.
Fault.
Has he made that, Brad?
He has. Little shovel forehand cross court. Bottom edge skills here, Robbie. A little bit of an open racket face. Leading with the bottom edge of the racket on that.
Fault. Out.
40 love.
Fault.
$40-15. $40-13. Yes. Advantage, Hurkacz. Hurkacz leads 5 games to 1.
Oh, almost a complete capitulation in this fourth set from Korda. And Hurkacz wanting to follow in the steps of Tommy Robredo, 2013, Sasha Zverev, 2018, Brad Stein was reminding me of. And what did they do in those respective years? They won 3 5-setters in a row.
Oh, sorry, my brain wasn't on for a second there, Robbie. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. They won 3 5-setters back to back to back.
15-all.
Hubie now pushing through to try and get to a 5th set here for his 3rd match in a row.
Vote.
Call him the marathon man if he can pull this out.
Out.
15-13. Thirty-all.
Well, we are indeed going to a 5th and deciding set. It's Hurkacz who finishes strongly in the 4th. 6 games to 1. Player winning 3 5-setters in a row.
Thank you.
Shout out to Nicholas Lapenti back in 1999. Wouldn't the Poles love to see that replicated?
The Poles are going to get involved here in the 5th set. You get behind Hubert Hurkacz. The stadium has been slowly but surely filling up. Probably getting word around the grounds that this has gone to 5.
25% of the men's matches on day 1 went to a 5th set. It wasn't clean, but it was clean enough.
30-15.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Robbie. I do know about you. I know exactly what you're going to say. It's what makes Grand Slam tennis so exciting. 3 out of 5 set tennis is something special. Most epic matches in the history of our sport have occurred in 3 out of 5 set tennis.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. This has been anything but epic. So,
you are absolutely right.
So I'm just saying.
But we have a 5th set to play. This could become epic.
But only 1 set out of the 5 has been good. So does that mean it's epic?
Well, if this set produces some amazing shot making and goes until the end and builds drama,
Yep.
First game.
then those
set.
first 4 sets that the players put under their legs will have a major effect on
So
the drama that's created.
but what about if we had 3 sets that were all incredible level? Is it not the same?
Well, we could have had 3 sets that were those first 3 sets,
Okay.
which could be just equally as bad.
You're all about quantity over quality, Brad.
No, quantity with quality.
Yes, we all love that. What is the win predictor telling us?
It's telling us right now that we're back to a pretty close contest. We started at 51-49, the edge to Sebi Korda. Win predictor still giving Sebi Korda the edge, but a 6% increase. What's that based on? The 2 previous 5-setters Hubie's played? Oh, that's crafty. That is crafty from Hubie. Robbie, here we go. Starting to get some good high-quality stuff right now.
Bring it on, boys. Yeah, the last time they played, Delray Beach final in 2021, hard court surface. Just like this one, Hurkacz won that in straights, 3-3.
That's for sure from
30
Hubie.
long.
Don't tell me he's tired, Robbie. The Polish Superman does not get tired.
Out.
40 long.
Out.
40-15. Game Hurkacz. One game more.
So we were talking about 5-setters, winning consecutive 5-setters, specifically at the Australian Open, and Nicholas Lepenti is the one that sprung up in 1999. Maybe Thomas Johansson, Magnus Norman, and Mikael Tillström in his first 3 rounds. Apparently afterwards he got beat up in the locker room by the Swedes. Then,
Ladies
listen
and
to
gentlemen,
this.
once again, please do not make noises before or during the rally. Thank you.
He then wins his round of 16, Brad, and then in the quarterfinals beats Kara Kuchera in 5 sets. So 3 consecutive, took a break, and a 4th 5-setter he won to get to the semis here.
It's when men were men, Robbie.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Nice acceleration there from Sebi Korda on that.
15 long.
I feel the level rising, Robbie.
Let's hope so.
Out.
30 long.
I'll just give one more shout out to Nicholas Lepenti, because if you didn't think that was good enough, winning 4 5-setters at the Australian Open, the same year he won one at Wimbledon, and then as well in the Davis Cup. He went 6-0 in 5-setters in 1999, 4 of them right here.
40 long.
What's the difference between then and now is this one can be decided by a deciding 10-point match tiebreaker if we get to 6-all in the 5th. Good body language from Korda.
Korda leads 2-1.
He leads 2-1 in this fifth and deciding 5-set match going on right here, right now.
15 love.
If you're joining us for the first time, some patchy tennis in the opening 4 sets. Hurkacz served well in set number 1. Korda not so much, and a similar scenario in sets 2 and 3. Yeah, just the reverse. Hurkacz served deserted him. Early stages of that 4th set. There was a half chance at 30-all in the opening service game of Hurkacz. Korda misses a return. And then suddenly his game just goes off the boil.
He missed a second serve return.
Yeah.
40 love.
Second serve return on the forehand. Wasn't really pressed or stressed on the ball. Just a miss.
Speaking of forehands, since the start of the second sets, Hurkacz has went 8-all. So the serve is back, and he'll be hoping that the forehand follows suit. This battle in the 5th well and truly joined.
Yeah, these first 4 games, Robbie, both guys seem to have found the rhythm and the location on their serves. It's been the story through the first 4 sets is one or the other of them has served at a very low percentage on their first serves.
Fold.
Once again, Hurkacz just bringing out his best rendition of Jeff Hunt with that squash forehand.
Yeah, my question there, Robbie, is in the previous match on that forehand that Seb Korda hit there, the first ball, I think he would have followed that. He would have come in and taken that squash shot out of the air on a volley. He just hasn't been as actively attacking the net in this match as he did in the previous.
Was on
30-15.
Just having a quick look at Korda's 5-set record. He's played 3. He's only won 1. That was at the Australian Open last year in a second-round match against Corentin Moutet. The last 5-setter he played, he lost against
Thomas Robert Paul, U.S. Open.
That's right.
Grandstand court.
Affectionately known as Tommy Paul, Brad's charge.
40-15.
And Nick Lester and I were courtside. We watched.
You called that match, or you were just there spectating? Just
spectating. It was a stunning evening on that grandstand court.
It was a battle.
Yeah.
Tough match.
6-4 in the 5th. TP won that one.
That was a second 5-setter in a row for Tommy as well there. And then lost in 5. And then lost in 5 in the 3rd round.
Korda leads.
Korda's up 3-2 in this 5th and deciding set.
Let. Second service.
You know, Robbie, I love to hear that yesterday was breaking attendance records here. When you think about the fact that, you know, Rafa's out of the tournament, Roger's retired, we have Novak left, but the sport itself is drawing people in.
15 all.
The tennis from the next generation and the next generation is phenomenally high still. And the entertainment value is still there. The drama of the matches. That's a great close by Hubie. Quick on his feet right there for the big guy.
Fault. Out.
40-15. Again, Hurkacz. Three games old.
Quick to pounce here. The forehand that had been so unreliable in sets 2 and 3 started to fire.
Both guys defending their serves better in this 5th set so far, Robbie. We've barely gotten to this point in the sets to where we have both guys holding serve consistently to get to 3-all. Well left by Seb Korda. As they say down under here. Never heard anybody say well left until I first came to Australia.
Oh yeah, no, that's maybe it's a Southern Hemisphere thing.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd heard that before.
Yeah, well left, good eye.
Well, that's what we say. First few times I heard someone say well left, I thought they meant something was too far to the left.
30 love.
Welcome to America, Robbie. Creative from Seb Korda. Smart play from that position.
40 love.
A little bit of an awkward spot to try and play a normal stroke from.
I mean, how cool was that? Just enough check on it. Good club selection. Beautiful loft.
Goodness, Robbie. We're starting to get what we asked for.
Well, we've been patient. We've waited for 2 hours.
And 46 minutes. This was an excellent play from Seb Korda, but Hubie just too good on the pass. He picked that ball up from a few inches off the ground. Tiny bit of pressure
14-30.
Robbie, just me or both guys more committed to their strokes right now?
Yeah, definitely relative to
where they were
the other
before.
4 sets. Yeah.
Yes, because Hubie's forehand was so off for a period of time. Seb went off in the first set from both sides a little bit, just making a lot of unforced errors. Both guys committing to their swings right now. Hubie incredibly dangerous, changing direction. Changes direction early in a lot of points from both sides, forehands and backhands.
Well, this would be a massive steal if he wins this game. Korda again, 40 love up on serve and back to deuce. All started with that incredible forehand get from the pole.
There it was again, looking for the down the line to do damage.
Advantage, Korda.
Radek's in the stairwell.
Well watched by the American. And he is edging ever closer to the finishing line. 4-3 the set. Well, this Rod Laver Arena has come alive in the last 25 minutes. Good quality tennis from both players.
And the atmosphere is building as well, Robbie.
Love 15.
Spectators are starting to get more involved.
They're well aware that the end is not far away.
Vote.
Wow. We haven't seen a whole lot of serve and one for a while, especially from Hubert Hurkacz.
And you can see how he sit on the inside of that backhand. The ball is rotating on its axis. Just as Brad was suggesting, he's not scared to change direction early on in the rally. There's a big presence at the net, isn't he?
30-15.
It's like an albatross up there.
He's come in 21 times. He's won 15 of them. Big wingspan. Takes up a lot of space in your eye line. form in the previous game. And on the approach shot from Hurkacz missed. He's missed 2 in this game. Surely it's the side court has got to start targeting again.
You've got to pick on that side for sure. Without a doubt, through the course of this match, that's been the side that's gone off more regularly. Wow.
40,
that was some angle on that one, Robbie.
Unreturned serves been nice and high in this set. Those 5 aces will help. Yeah, this is more like it.
Now the drama builds, Robbie.
4 games old.
Scoreboard pressure.
That is Hubie serving like we know he can. He's pulled out the heavy artillery in that game. Needed it.
From here on out, it becomes a battle of nerves. Mental toughness. Who can execute now under the pressure? Injecting some serious pace into that last backhand, Seb Korda.
15 love.
What an injection of pace. I thought for a moment there, why give Hubie so many backhands?
Well, that's what I was thinking through the point, right until he hit that backhand so well. But I still agree with you, Robbie. Still agree with you. He played the first forehand off to the forehand side and had a forehand behind it. Who are we to question what he's doing down there when he's executing like that?
That's proper tennis. He's just taken the ball by the horns. Anything short and central, he's backing himself to make it. Good racket hit speed.
Great little adjustment steps with his feet to get up to that ball as well.
Fault.
Nice jam. Robbie, there's got to be some Radek Stepanek memes coming up, don't there?
Yeah, definitely.
He's leading the cheers as well.
He's fully committed.
Fault.
$40-15.
Sebi Korda caught looking for the forehand down the line there. And Hubie's gone there so many times. That ball dropping in, and then Seb was working hard to cover down the line and got caught. Not often you see Seb Korda lose his balance.
Led for service.
That's better. Close out the game sooner.
Robbie, I like how Seb was out early to return for this game. Up and out of the chair and ready to go.
Would have been a heck of a steal if he could have won that opening point against the Hurkacz first serve. Not to be. Tell you what, he has made some meaningful chip returns in this match. His improvisation on that particular shot is unreal.
Talking about improvisation, Robbie. That backhand return,
15-30.
let go. Both of those last two, as I mentioned earlier, bottom edge skills, leading with the lower edge of the racket, blocking through that backhand with one hand. Off of a 215K serve there. Hubie responding with another first serve. Found the center line there.
Yeah. 14-30.
Time to deliver two unreturned serves.
Fault.
Hubie digging deep there, Robbie, for 15-30.
5 games old.
Getting up, being explosive, hitting some of the biggest serves he's hit. Finding good locations. Studying contrasts between the coaches. It's about as excited as CB gets.
Hurkacz looking to feed off the energy of the crowd here at Rod Laver Arena. Just over 3 hours this contest has been in the making.
Fault.
Love 15. Love 30.
Seb Korda needs a serious reset right here. Take a little extra time, gather yourself.
top-tier tennis.
Pretty courageous.
15-13.
Great acceleration on that forehand approach, and then even that first volley was not easy off of the squash shot. So much underspin on that ball from Hubie.
Fault.
Goodness. Hubie stepping up to the challenge. Second serve was a little short in the box, no doubt. Gave Hubie a little more time to see the ball.
And this is a Hurkacz special.
Look at that.
He sees that backhand down the line well. And perhaps, and more important than that one, to bring up break point.
30-14.
He was on that. Somehow Seb Korda holding his nerve through that point. A couple of those forehands were a little shaky.
Advantage, Korda.
Just couldn't resist the backhand down the line on the previous point, could he? Just needed a bit more shot tolerance, and see that Hurkacz is still thinking about it.
Let.
The thing was, Robbie, he wasn't trying to hit a winner out of it. He was just trying to get the ball into Seb's forehand.
Fault.
Please. Use.
Given what we've seen in the last 3 hours and 8 minutes, I do think it's going to be a moment of madness rather than a moment of magic that determines the outcome of this match, Brad. But I hope I'm wrong.
I'm just wondering if one of them can step up and lift their game. Sebi trying to get through this service game, Hubie trying to break.
Tell you what, that was hot in the mouth moment there.
Advantage.
When he was coming forward there.
I mean, the indecision.
Yeah, I mean, I think at a different moment in the match, he takes that out of the air. Absolutely, 100% for sure.
I mean, you're just thinking calamitous. He's done well there.
Deuce.
137 Ks on that serve, Robbie. Went to the kick serve.
And again, he's gone to his backhand.
think also the pressure of the situation creates bad decision-making. Playing that ball down the line from that position, he was going away from the court in the first place. That's a cross-court backhand. Nicely done.
Yeah.
I think it's so smart of Seb Korda when he's feeling a bit of this pressure to come forward. Look to attack. Don't put yourself in a position to have to hit those ground strokes from the back when you're feeling tight. He's got such good hands around the net. He's got such good balance.
Fault.
Korda holds.
Now,
They've got to deal with that shadow line down the center of the court for the next 15 minutes or so, serving to stay in the match.
15
Tell you what,
open it up.
yeah, he's up to his serving ante big time. The unreturns for this set is at 44, Brad. It's been in the low 30s for the other sets.
We see Hubie again there going backhand line, forehand line. I think it's an advantage, at least to some degree, for Korda to be on the same end as Radek Stepanek. We know Radek's going to get in his ear. Just late enough on that.
Hurkacz.
And in the end, an easy hold.
6-game roll, tiebreak.
Hubert Hurkacz.
Ladies and gentlemen, a
Right,
10-point tiebreak will now be played.
We're
to
going
decide
the
match.
distance.
We certainly are. Just having a quick look at both players' respective deciding set tie-break records. This is including 2 out of 3 sets. Korda is 1-3, lost 4.
Thank you.
Fault.
Hurkacz,
1-0.
out of the 17 deciding set tiebreakers
Hurkacz.
he's played, Brett, he's only won 5. His
5
numbers,
and 12.
yes,
Wow.
his numbers aren't good. At one stage in 2021, to the early stages of 2022, he lost 6 in a row.
He's off to the ideal start here, Robbie. Mini break to open the breaker.
Let.
And don't forget, it's a 10-point breaker now.
Yes.
To finish in the 5th. All 4 of the slams with the same ending now, finally.
And I can tell you, he lost a heartbreaker at Wimbledon last year to Davidovich Fokina, 10-8 in the 5th deciding set tiebreak. And just to try and give you an idea of what happened at Wimbledon with Hurkacz, he was up a break twice in the 5th set. He served for it at 5-4. He was up 6-3 with 2 serves to come in that 10-point match tiebreak. He was up 7-4, couldn't finish it off, Brad.
Oh, we saw yesterday Francis Tiafoe up 6-1 in the 4th set tiebreaker and lost that breaker. Seb Korda clearly targeting the forehand in those last couple points. And again, I think that has to do with probably being at the end with Radek Stepanek. Getting in his ear a little bit, trying to get him to focus on playing to that side a little more, most likely.
Vote.
Hurkacz.
I tell you that last year here, Korda won his 2nd round match against Corentin Moutet of France in a 5th set tiebreaker. Won that 10-6 against the Frenchman, so he has had some experience. And it was a positive one.
3-2. Hurkacz.
What does it come down to in these moments, Brett?
Guts, mental toughness. Someone has to dig down and execute. Not allow themselves to break down in these moments. In reality, it's the most basic, fundamental shots that you have to execute on. That's a great shot from Seb Korda. But those kind of moments like that shot there are created. You can't look for great shots. They just happen. Hubie caught in the middle of the court there a little bit. He didn't continue to close off of that approach shot.
Such a dangerous approach cross court.
We got to get Radek some weights. By the end of these matches, he's going to be built like an absolute animal. It's always so interesting, Robbie. I mean, that play from Seb Korda, instinct takes over. The unforced comes when you have more time to think about the shots a little bit.
How is that backhand stayed in? How?
The crowd thought it was going out. Hubie thought it was going out.
Hurkacz knew it was 100% in.
Caught the back of the line. Long way to go still in a 10-point breaker.
Yeah, from 3-1 down to 4-3 up.
Vote.
Wow.
5-3.
Just have to look at the history of Hubie in deciding set tiebreakers. And it's not a happy hunting ground for him. He needs to pick it up, and he needs to pick it up very quickly.
Yeah, those last two returns.
6-3.
Mysterious.
Korda.
Second serve return that he went to a chip forehand. Hasn't done that in the entirety of the match on a second serve.
Seven-3. Korda.
It's tough to watch, isn't it?
Sport is brutal. There's nowhere to hide out there.
And especially in ours, you can't rely on teammates. You can't get somebody else to sub in for you.
Thank you.
Fault. Out.
7-4. Korda.
You can't win it in the clubhouse. You can't run down the clock. You have got to apply the finishing touches yourself.
But it's what makes our sport great also, Robbie. It's the drama. Seeing who can hold their nerve.
Wow.
7-5.
I mean, both
Korda.
players as tight as a drum right now. Who can deal with the nerves the better of the two? That's what it looks like it's going to come down to.
I think it's so important in these moments for players to have a strategy, a process that they go through to try and deal with these nerves.
Out. 7-6.
It hasn't been pretty, Robbie.
Korda.
Both back in it now, though. It's not about finding a moment of magic necessarily, as you said. It's about finding the mental toughness to execute error-free tennis.
Seven all.
4 points in a row now that have gone to Hurkacz.
Without him having to hit a winner. Without him attacking or coming forward.
fortune favoring the brave.
All credit to Seb Korda there. Stepping up, just like we talked about, executing.
There's no panic here, Brad.
That overhead not easy at this scoreline.
And he pumped it. He did not hold back on it.
(8-7) Korda.
I think they're just going to have to straighten up. Serve clock.
Korda.
For 3 hours and 27 minutes, it's been a drama-filled match, toing and froing. Finally, Korda has 2 match points.
Korda. 3 sets to 2. 3-6, 6-3, 6-3, 1-6,
Sebastian Korda is a Grand Slam quarterfinalist for the first time in his career. And Australia continues to be a happy hunting ground for the Korda family. He went the distance. 3 hours and 28 minutes. He finally gets the job done.
Congratulations, Sebastian Korda.
3-6, 6-3, 6-2.